Let's take a trip down memory lane and spill all of the small town tea. I'm your host, KP Parker, and this is Town Gossip. Hello, my city councilman. Welcome to Town Gossip. I'm KP Parker. We have a phenomenal episode because we're talking about Florida. You knew we had to do it at some point. It's Florida's time to shine. It gets a bad rap. Does it deserve it? We're going to find out by the end of this episode. My experience with Florida has been tumultuous. I visited there once for an ex-boyfriend who is from there, from Tampa. I know he's not watching because I'm blocked, so I have no worries about saying whatever I need to say. And blocked for no reason. And I know everyone that's ever been blocked says that. But anyway, he's from Tampa. I went to visit his family for a trip at one point, and his mom made us a crawfish boil. First time for me. I'm a northern gal. Haven't experienced those little sea bugs, and was excited to have a good old-fashioned crawfish boil. You do spend a good amount of time with them live. I'll tell you that. I don't particularly enjoy my food to have a meet and greet section before I get down to it. But with crawfish, there's a scenario where you're interacting. Some are getting out of their bucket and then sort of doing a face-off with you where they're pissed that you're here. I'm pissed that I have to see that they have mortality. I don't want to be doing this. I'm a bit of an empath, as they say. You know, I did, when I had stuffed animals, put myself on a timed schedule to hang out with each stuffed animal so they wouldn't, none of them would be sad to be missing out on time with me. So I have some issues with thinking too highly of maybe small objects' brain powers. But these crawfish didn't want to die, clearly, based on the face-off that they were doing, but die they did. We had the crawfish boil. It gets dumped out unceremoniously on newspaper on the table, dumping pounds and pounds of, creatures, crustaceans, in front of you. And I said to my boyfriend's mom, I was kind of like being a little bit of, get this, you're going to be so shocked, an attention seeker. Huh? Me? A performer? That's new. And I was kind of like, some of it was real. I was kind of like, this is a hard hill for me to get over here. And I was like, oh gosh, I just sort of feel like some of them are still alive and I'm going to go to eat them and some are still going to be moving. And my boyfriend's mom turns to me. And this is one of those moments, like I have probably like 316 embarrassing moments that play on my head on repeat. Once the whole cycle finishes, I start again and I'm haunted by them. My boyfriend's mom turns to me and she goes, well, if you're stupid enough to think that, maybe you shouldn't eat them. This is a subset of people that I want to like me. Boyfriend's moms. That is a demographic that I would hope is pro KP. Boyfriend's moms, I've never had an issue until I was stupid. And then I had an issue. The whole rest of the time, I'm quietly sucking the brains out of those things because I go, I fucked up. I guess I'm stupid. I guess I'm stupid for thinking that animals could live through miracles. Forgive me that I think a crawfish in a boiling pot could survive on the backs of others and make it in front of my plate. I guess I'm stupid, and that's why I'm blocked. Because I'm dumb. That's my experience in Florida. I did like the crawfish. Do I hanker for them? No. But if they're in front of me, I now know what I can do because they are dead. But I want to know more about the Florida, the ins and outs. I want to know what's going on there. I need to hear it right from the horse's mouth. And here he is, our horse, Joey Dardano. Joey! Yes! As they say. As they say.
Welcome to Boynton.
Oh, God.
Boynton.
Yeah.
I lost him. Anybody who would have been on my side lost him immediately.
We can cut almost everything you say out.
You actually, legally in my contract, you can't, and it has only hurt me. I don't know why it's in my contract.
Yeah, no, whoever signed that is not on your side.
I sign it. It's how I sell myself.
Boynton Beach, give me the vibe. I've never been there. I want to know what's vibally, orally. What are we?
Well, you don't want to know what's going down over there, orally. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
Hey.
There's a lot of chilling.
Great.
A lot of just kind of vibing out. I mean, there's a lot of retirees. There's a lot of retirees down there. Boca Raton, 30 minutes south. That's the main part. That's the one everybody knows about. But Boynton Beach has a lot of retirees, but a lot of families starting up there too. I mean,
Okay.
kind of just a community in a way. kind of just how a place is.
There's ages both young and old in this town, and you might not be familiar with what that's like.
There's a fun thing that happens once you start touring where you're like, everywhere is the same.
Yeah.
Everywhere is the same exact place.
And that's why we made a podcast about the differences between towns.
But here's the thing. This is why I like this, because now it forces us to get into the dirt about what makes Boynton Beach specifically different.
Yeah, yep.
Boynton Beach is the perfect, since we're 30 minutes north of Boca,
Okay.
we're not rich.
And Boca's like rich retired. That's like where you retire.
Yeah, you could live in Boca and not be rich. I think there is a stereotype that growing up I would meet people from Boca and just assume that they came from money, and a lot of the times they didn't.
Right.
Or they might just be a little bit better, more well off, but they're not rich.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the stereotype is the Gucci belt and loafers and Vuitton bags and all that. Has anyone ever said Vuitton without the Louis? What the fuck?
Louis Vuitton? Little Vit?
Y'all been the Louis Vuitton?
Tiny little Vit.
You know what joke will always land for me? Saying a word wrong.
Yeah, I know.
It kind of always hits.
It's sort of what comedy needs at all times. Just say one word. Actually, I think we should retire it. I actually don't think it's good.
In Boynton, they like that shit.
In Boynton, they love simple comedy.
But yeah, Boynton, we got that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're still getting real people in Boynton.
Yeah.
Boca, I think you are veering into, and I think you get it in New York too. I've lived there for 11 years. But that's where you start veering into surface level, love and luxury stuff.
Yeah.
Flashy. It's all about showing your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Not physically. The metaphor of showing your ass.
Mm-hmm. Physically sometimes.
Physically too.
Sometimes.
That's how you lock in the guys with the money.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
We got the beach too.
Great.
We have the beach. We would skip school and go to the beach sometimes.
Sure.
Which is why I'm dumb. But so chill.
Do you water sport? Do you surf?
I don't surf. There isn't really surf.
Okay.
In Boynton, you don't get waves like that.
Okay.
In Boca, you would get it for a little bit. And when my parents divorced, he lived in Boca. It was near the hospital where he works. And I remember waking up one morning and going to do a surfing lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher gave up on me.
It seems pretty hard.
It's hard.
To give you a break.
You're asking a teenager to find a sense of balance? My world just fell apart. My parents are divorced.
Right
you want
now.
me to find my center?
You're sobbing through the wave. Mom!
No one can tell the difference because the tears are salty too.
That's Boynton Beach's most famous poem by Joey Dardano.
Nobody can tell the difference because the tears are salty too.
Put it on a pillow. We'll put
Think about it.
Think about that. This is where we set our scene.
Yeah.
This is Boynton Beach. There's beach, there's chilling, there's mind your business.
Yeah.
Hood.
That's what I would say.
Incredible. And let's not mind our business. What's your drama? What is the Boynton Beach drama?
So there's two routes I can go.
Okay.
The middle and high school that I went to, they were magnet schools.
Oh, sure.
So if you don't know what a magnet school is, people from I don't know if it's mileage, but for us, it was you could live 45 minutes away.
You bus in.
Still go to the school. We took a train. We took the tri-rail.
Really?
We took a train to school. Both middle and high school, I commuted. I carpooled to the train station, and then we would ride a train.
Public. It's not just the kids.
It's public, but if you rode the train at that time, you knew that you were riding with a train full of children.
Oh, great.
It was cool because it was all booths. Every single one was a 4-seater booth. It wasn't like Amtrak or Long Island Railroad.
Shit goes down on the way to school and the way from school. That is
I once had a girlfriend for 3 hours.
There's no more romantic place for an 11-year-old to 14-year-old than the bus. Yeah. I was seeing full OTPHJs.
No way.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, man. I wasn't part of it.
Oh,
take that back. I saw them.
Girls would be making moves like that.
Around?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't like how my voice sounded when I said that.
Totally.
It sounded very, hey, girls be making moves like that.
Totally.
On the train?
Yeah.
I put my tongue out too as a bit, and I hated that as well.
I would prefer your
Florida's in me.
Tongue stay in rest of the pod. Easy rule for me.
I'd be talking like this. I don't put my tongue out no more.
Jaw locked, yeah.
I don't put my tongue out.
The bus was crazy amounts of unregulated. The bullying was nuts on my bus.
What is it? But what's the thing about 2-seaters all facing in one direction that makes it easy to bully? Because the train it was all groups of 4.
Not bullied? No bullies? Oh, because you could kind of click out. Yeah. You could just be on your own.
You kind of had a community.
Maybe that's what's up. They needed to make sections on the bus. We did have, and I want to issue an apology. There was a bully song on the bus towards this one kid.
What?
Yeah, we had a song for this kid named Spencer, who couldn't have been nicer.
Of Gifts fame?
No, he wishes. He needed to win, and he didn't get it. Really nice guy. I didn't make this song up. Did I sing it for a verse? Maybe. But it was, Spencer's head is 3 feet tall, 3 feet tall, 3 feet tall. Spencer's head is 3 feet tall. How tall is his head? Spencer's head is 4 feet tall, 4 feet tall. And you'd go up to, 80? The whole bus ride. That's not nice.
What was your number? When would you hop in? Like if 27 was pulling up, you're like, KP got this.
I like music. Is that so? Sorry if I'm gonna hop in on a song because I love music.
No, here's the thing.
And I have a beautiful voice.
Growing up, if bullying was in the form of a song, you kind of can't beat that. You're actually kind of fucked if you're getting bullied with rhythm.
Totally, and he was like
sucks.
Nice about it. He like kind of laughed along. I'm sure not the whole time.
It's 5. It's 5.
He did have a big forehead. Obviously, you can picture it.
Yeah,
but to
go
nice.
up to 80, I can only imagine that took 4 stops. That's so long.
I was magnet school too, so it was a 30-minute drive. So it was a long one. 30 minutes of hearing how tall your head is tough. I got it too. I got bullied. I was bullied for being 1/4 Mexican. I need you to know how maybe undiverse Connecticut is.
They hated that I was a little Mexican.
I couldn't.
And can I just say, by the way, have a good rest of the episode. And I get up and I leave. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. They would call me Gimli. And I'll tell you how that came out. It was KP's Mexican Taco Bell, maybe like to metal work. I think it got like you make a bell out of metal.
I will say
They're
for
smart.
The first 3, that's the biggest jump, but keep going.
It was a science magnet school, so they were kind of smart with their
damn.
So then
bell curve
Einstein's
Space Odyssey.
They're making fun of me going to a science school.
Yeah. Oh, you went to a smart one.
It was a science school and the art school. I was in the art school side.
Okay, because if you're going to say science, I was going to say, what happened to you?
Thank you so much. You can tell.
Because I did SecMe.
Sorry?
I got SecMe.
You suck?
I got SecMe'd.
You got sucked off on the bus?
First of all, fuck yeah. Second,
right, that's what's up.
There was SecMe. It was a science competition. You would build robots. I used to do that.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, but I gave it up for the jokes.
Yep.
The biggest joke?
Go where the money is.
How much money I make.
Go where the money is. KP's Mexican Taco Bell, metalwork, axe. Who has an axe? Gimli. So they would call me Gimli.
I was with it in the beginning because it's a funny nickname. I don't like it.
I don't like it. I mean,
they had to jump too far in 2 steps. If that took 4 extra steps, and it was a funnier progression of like how specific it got, they literally went from bell to metalwork to axe to Gimli.
There might have been more. Also, like, what's tough about
they bullied you. They were stupid.
What's tough about it is I did have to watch them work on which nickname they were going to give me.
Sitting there like,
yeah.
Oh no.
They were like, KP's Mexican. Okay, guys, let's
You're
word
feeding
associate.
them shit
Get
so
the
that they don't give
whiteboard
you tortilla. Eat with our hands. We're illegal.
Beautiful culture.
You're right. I went negative. You're trying to feed them positive
I was
stuff.
trying to maybe incept a good nickname, like gorgeous. Maybe Sofia Vergara. I was Gimli. That one stuck with me, and then Spencer's head. But train, no bullying. But I do think like ultimately the when kids are like, oh, there's so much bullying in the schools. I was like, in the school, not as much. Bus, 100%. There's no chaperones.
I will say on a train, it's way more obvious that you're sitting alone and that you're a loser.
Because you had a whole pod that you weren't filling up with friends.
And I do remember hate to bring him up. Remember the Dane Cook bit, the very famous bit about like a school shooter? He gave the kid, like, because he was weird, every day like a Snickers. Oh, yeah. He was like, I'm your friend. This is Snickers. Yeah. And then when the kid shows up to school, he doesn't kill Dane Cook in the joke because he's like, thanks for the Snickers.
Yes.
That joke came out when I was like in middle and high school.
Yeah.
And I remember if I ever saw a kid sitting alone, like once a month, I would just ride the train with him that day. And my justification was, if they ever blow up this train, they'd be like, Joey,
blow up this train
out this window.
Yeah.
Hey, Joey, I'm about to do something.
You've always wanted
bad.
to be just like Dane Cook.
I've always wanted to. Actually, I'm a bigger fan now than I've ever been.
Oof. I did have the shocker, I think, as like for a few days as my AIM little icon.
Who didn't, dude? Who didn't? No, the shocker. No, it was the Sufi is what it was. The super finger.
Was it?
Yeah, this is what it was. The Sufi, the super finger. He went super fuck you.
Oh,
That's what it was. Because he was cool.
Super fun.
Because he was so cool.
And he called it a Suf?
It was the Sufi.
That's awesome.
When the internet wasn't as overly fucking bombarded with content all the time, there was some really dumb shit that got attention.
And you would just kind of rewatch it. Like I watched probably Dane Cook's the Circle one multiple times.
At Madison Square Garden?
Yeah. You'd watch it a bunch because it was kind of like there's only so much content.
There's only like 5 stand-up specials.
At that time.
At that time, when we were kids in 1964, there was only like 5 specials.
5. And
I used to listen to comedy on vinyl.
Yes. Okay, Boynton Beach. So sorry. You would train in.
Yeah.
Great.
We would train in.
What's the drama?
The reason the train was ever brought up is because the one story I thought of that I might regret telling is something that happened at my high school, which is in West Palm.
Okay.
It's only 30 minutes away. That's where my airport is. 20-minute drive, actually.
Great.
And this story reverberated throughout the county. You have custodians in every school.
Yep.
We would all become friends with them because you'd see them every morning, noon, and night. They're cleaning up after lunch, before lunch. They're setting the tone. You're like, what's up? I remember Olga. There was a woman named Olga. Loved her. We'd speak Spanish to each other. We really bonded over that. She'd ask me about my family.
Yeah.
We bonded. There's one no one ever really talked to. Not a chill guy.
I have bubble guts.
Don't you go farting during the story.
No, it's not gonna come out.
Don't you go farting during my story. Okay, I'm not even gonna build up to it longer.
All right.
After I graduated, there was one janitor that straight up on campus, on my high school campus, murdered 2 to 3 other janitors on campus and hid their bodies. And they were found. Like, they weren't hid well. They were, like, found. Like, the reason that we found out who it was because he did not hide them well. But he one of the ones he killed was... Olga was fine. Olga's fine, which she was my favorite. And I'm sad. When like you just have a personal connection with one, so you're like, I hope it wasn't one of them.
You're like,
and then the other 3, you're like, I'm not happy. It was.
I didn't want any of you to die.
I didn't want it to happen to any of you. But my first fear was like, oh man, Olga, she was so nice. She brought me a gift when she like visited. Like, yeah,
that's really nice.
One of them there was a very, very nice janitor who had a rat tail. He had a long rat tail, and we would call him Rat Tail because that's just what his name is, and he would like love it.
Great,
because he's like, that is my hair.
Yeah,
I've been growing it out for a long time.
Yeah, and you
call me Rat Tail.
It's Rat Tail because your hair turns to Gimli, is metal worked, and then there's
a man is dead.
I'm gonna sit.
So I don't know if I wanted you to go to Rift City on that one. I'm gonna sit
in that. It was about his hair.
But the energy in the room is down, and actually I think since I brought it down, it's my job to pick it up.
I'm going to head on.
I don't need you to go Gimli on this.
This is why I was bullied. I think it's my energy and my tone. I think this is you've just kind of opened it up what my issue is. Go on, though.
I think we know who did it. I wasn't close with that janitor, so I don't know who that was.
Oh,
and I don't
you
know
couldn't put a face
found
to that
it.
name?
I couldn't.
Okay, yeah.
Like when I read about it, I was like, oh shit. And I just knew, somehow I found out Rat Tail's real name because this was in the news.
Yeah.
Imagine if they didn't report on it. They're like, there's bigger fish to fry.
How long was this after you had graduated?
Like the year after. Wow. Like I was like, I just avoided seeing this.
Yeah.
Or being like the one student where they were like, it's too many janitors. Get a student in here. You know?
2 and then that guy.
You've heard of school shooters. You haven't heard of janitor murders.
Man.
This guy was just trying to innovate.
I'm now kind of nervous about my tone.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I came with another story.
Let's pick it up. Is it a picker-upper or is it even worse?
It's worse. No, it's a different...
In Boynton Beach, the drama's
It's a different story. So there's this baby that was eating a lot. I can tell you the harshest story that there could possibly be. There's just one house when you drive to, I forget if it's Linton. Mm-hmm. It's whichever road is right above. So this is Delray Beach. This isn't Boynton. But because you have to drive to Delray to even cross the water to get into where the beach would be in Boynton.
Okay.
Because there's an inlet.
Okay.
There's the Boynton Beach inlet. But to drive onto the inlet, you have to go down to Delray, cross the bridge, and then go back up.
Oh, annoying.
It's actually super annoying because it adds about 10, 15 minutes. And if my tax dollars could do one thing, it would be to add land and eliminate the boats.
Listen up.
Why does everybody got to fish all the damn time?
It did seem like from what we found online, you guys love fishing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I don't get to do it as much because I didn't grow up rich, so none of my friends really had boats.
You got to have like a good amount of time and money too, which is the richest thing you can have is a lot of time.
Dude, also no kid loves, if it's an activity, no kid loves the whole, you're gonna go fishing? Yeah. You're gonna invite friends? Yeah. All right. Get them up at 5 a.m.
Truly.
No one wants to do that.
Truly.
It'd be such an exciting thing, and you know that you'd be happy on the water. But you could blow it. There's actually multiple times I've been invited on a boat growing up, and I just didn't make it.
Because 5 a.m.'s
dude.
Absurd.
You want to have a good fucking day? I'm going to get up at 5? No, I'm on a boat and I'm tired.
Yep.
I have to get up at that time all the time for planes now.
Yes, but also call me crazy.
Crazy.
You barely catch anything anyway, even at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because kind of I'm like, what sounds
The fish
horrid.
are sleeping.
The fish are sleeping. I'm sleeping.
Do fish sleep?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
They've got
Did you guys just learn this?
No.
Oh, is it a known thing?
Well, I sort of am like, I guess assuming we're gonna fish
now
after
that we're talking
this.
about
Obviously,
fish,
we're gonna fish after this, dude.
2 Georges in Boynton Beach. Can I say this right now? 2 Georges. Its biggest rival is Banana Boat.
George's is a place?
2 Georges is a place.
Oh, copy.
These aren't beachfront restaurants. These are on the inlet.
Which you have to go out and then back in.
Yeah, but this is on the Boynton side. This is inland.
Okay.
You don't have to cross the beach yet. It's still you cross the bridge.
Okay.
They're the biggest competitors because they're each on one side of where like people park their boats.
Yep.
So like you could park your boat and like choose 2 Georges or Banana Boat. So they're really serving the same clientele.
Yep.
But you're either a 2 Georges or a Banana Boat guy.
Yep.
And for some reason, everybody wants to be Banana Boat. And I think the reason why, the branding is a little bit better. The branding is louder.
Okay. They're going for flash.
For some reason, Banana Boat has always been the one that like sells out first or packs out their table, whatever the phrase is in this. I don't know if they have less seats, but they're just like the harder get. But 2 Georges was my favorite.
I like
2 Georges had a bigger vibe about it.
Yeah.
I loved it. They're more welcoming. They had extra. Actually, maybe they didn't fill up as quick because they had extra bar space.
Which is kind of the space you want.
Yeah.
Go for it.
There's seats outside. They have rowing tables. You could sit there and eat your food. You could
What does that mean? Oh, it's like on the water?
No.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure
out.
out.
They're on wheels. The tables are on wheels.
Is that true?
Yeah. You could be eating and you like rock like a baby. Sometimes I'd be eating my nachos, napping.
The table moves?
Yeah, and I actually would specifically ask for those tables.
Oh, because the whole thing's on the water?
Whole thing's on wheels. But those tables are also next to the inlet, so you could look at the water.
Wow.
I actually can't be more clear.
You can.
I actually don't think I could be more descriptive.
I've never in my life, you were like, yeah, and they have rocking tables.
Yeah.
Never in my life. We don't have those up where I'm at. Normal people world.
I'm telling you about Boynton.
100%.
You asked about Boynton Beach.
Yeah, I'm not.
And now you're saying you don't understand something because you're not from there? You're learning. Bitch.
I should be easy. You immediately laugh. I learned something. Rocking tables. Okay. This feels very much like the Pat and Gino's thing in Philly. You know, you're one or the other with the cheesesteaks.
I heard both of them are not good.
They're not good. And like one of them
But I've been to Gino's, so I'm going to take Gino's side.
One of them has like some of the craziest stickers I've ever seen outside that are like, go back to your country vibed.
Okay, is it Pat's?
I don't know.
Because then I'm on Pat's side now.
Check what you said.
The reason I even brought up the inlet,
thank you,
which I'll guide back to the frame of the podcast.
Great.
Is when you cross that bridge to go to the inlet side. Since this isn't more south where there is more money.
Yeah.
This is still the water, so you need money to live on this area.
Right.
But it's also like mostly condos. It's like you spent a lot of money, but it's because now you have like a 2-bedroom apartment right by the water. Kind of an old person's dream. I'm not taking care of a whole house. I have a fucking 2-bedroom.
Yep.
If someone visits, they could stay with me, and we're a 5-minute walk from the water.
Great.
Kind of the dream.
Yep.
But there are some houses, because they own boats. One of them is a literal White House size mansion. I think it's White House themed, or it's themed after like old school architecture from like Rome.
Okay.
Like it has like Pantheon level vibes.
Yeah.
Parthenon, whatever it's called.
Patreon. Find us on Patreon. Is that what you meant to say? Did you mean to say?
They also for years were building a guest house, which was the size of 2 regular houses. Like it was huge.
Whoa.
And you had to look at it and you had to pass it. And there's been so many rumors. One, it was owned by Oprah. But then everyone was like, Oprah's never been to Boynton Beach.
Totally.
I don't think she's ever passed through this area. Also, she has the kind of money where like you would just live in Boca.
Definitely.
Like you would just have a house in Boca.
She's in like Ojai too.
Yeah, she's not. She has nothing to do here, so it wasn't that. But then the big rumor became it's like a head of the mafia.
Yeah.
The only times I've ever seen a car pull up was like black limo, like black car vibes. Where I'm like, oh, this is either like a politician or...
Mafia?
Mafia. Because apparently the Kennedys do have a house like a little bit up from there, a little bit north, and they have a nuke bunker.
Oh, well, sure.
They're known to have like a bunker there.
My like hot take is that people go to Mafia a little early. I think people like to think that, and maybe I don't know nothing.
I'm leaning on that.
100%. I would. That's a safe bet. But I do think that often it's like, whoa, that laundry that never has people going in it.
Mafia.
No,
it's just money laundering.
It's like
just people who
it's also just like, yeah, you don't have to stay in the laundry room that much.
Just looking to get rid of taxes.
People don't go there often.
Yeah, you usually drop it off and then you leave for an hour.
It's a failing business. Let's just not let's not name it what it is.
Stop making rumors. Give them $1.
Get your shirt pressed for once.
Come on.
Wrinkly.
I've never done it. I've never gotten a shirt pressed.
Oh,
laundry.
Laundry.
No.
You fucking.
Jesus Christ.
I worked at a laundromat.
Really?
Yeah, for like a year.
This actually explains a lot about you in a way.
It was honestly a pretty good time.
Couldn't pinpoint what exactly it explains, but it checks out if that.
Yeah. I worked at a laundromat
in LA?
Simsbury, Connecticut. In high school. And it was where I first...
Oh, this was a young job. This was like a first job vibe.
First job. I had like 4 jobs in high school, bounced around.
Nice.
And laundry was one of them. And that's where I first learned of what Family Guy was, because my coworker would just show me clips of Family Guy all day.
And you're not doing a job where you like have to focus.
Nothing.
Like you're like, buddy, could you put the phone down? I have important work. And then you fold cashmere sweaters.
Because we also don't even do the laundry. All you do is like intake, put a tag on it, and then it gets sent out at 5 p.m. Like, you're not doing anything.
You didn't even do wash and fold?
I didn't touch the clothes unless I was just putting it on a hanger.
Dude, I was addicted to wash and fold here in New York.
People really like it.
But a lot of my clothes would get ruined. Someone leaves bleach and then it bleaches a shirt or like color bleeds on something. They're not washing your clothes with care. It's a numbers
which is kind of
game.
Nice, right?
No, it's so much more expensive than that.
All right.
I'm talking like spending like $40, $50 to do wash and fold. And to me, I was like, this is the greatest luxury.
I do hate laundry. Yeah.
Well, also, you just took it out of the bag and you put it away.
Yeah. Yeah. it just makes me emotional.
I literally debated whether or not to make fun. Yeah.
It's just an awesome thing that we have. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
But I don't think places in like Florida do it. That would be like my biggest. Other places should do wash and fold. I think it's a revolutionary kind of vibe.
Yeah, it is nice. Should we get a little drama, zoom out, see some drama from other parts of the world?
Oh, yeah. Please.
We got some listeners.
Was my stuff interesting enough?
It was what it was, Joey. No, it was great. It was great.
Was it, guys? You guys can't hear, but we're also getting nods.
You can't hear it, but they stood up and they cheered for Joey.
You'd be able to hear a cheer.
They all stood up and they were crying and they had a confetti popper and they said, Joey. You couldn't hear
Everything you're explaining, you could definitely hear if it happened 5 steps away.
These are close. You couldn't hear it, but they were yelling. And
you just printed these. They look nice and fresh.
I washed and folded.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, Joey, we have some drama.
I fear that my story wasn't good enough.
I think we had a lot of great fun around it.
I had 2 pretty okay stories.
That equals 1 great story. We had 1 great story.
You know, people go on podcasts and they take like 20 minutes to tell like a pretty like okay story, and you're like, wow, this guy just lives life.
Yeah.
I'm like, surely I've lived a life, and I walk up and I'm like, 3 people are dead.
I won't waste your time. I'm like, hey Joey, we're on a podcast. Waste my time.
Yeah. Yeah, three people are dead. 1 house might be owned by Oprah or the mafia.
Let's get right to the point.
That's a big rumor. Also, there's 2 restaurants that compete against each other, but they've never done anything to either one.
And I'm rocking on the tables.
Actually, the worst thing that they've ever done is that they tow you if you park at one of them and go to the other.
Kind of petty. I like that.
Yeah. Do you want to go back?
Nope. No, I don't. All right, Joey.
I'm never getting booked on this again.
Joey, we had a story come in from a listener.
Oh.
Yes, from Fox Point, Wisconsin. Have any thoughts on Wisconsin before we start?
Wisconsin.
Great. Hi, Town Gossip team. I hope this message finds you well. I'm sending in a story that happened in my hometown of Fox Point, Wisconsin. It's a small village in Milwaukee County.
I didn't know villages were still around.
We just milked our 2nd cow that we've ever had.
My God.
No,
it's a small village. We still live off the eggs that I lay.
Village. This story happened about 15 years ago, but my dad and I still laugh about it. At the time of my story, my dad was looking to join the police force. There are quite a few fitness tests needed to be accepted into the force.
Yeah, how many donuts can you fit in your mouth?
Fitness
How
donuts
long can you sit down? Does your thumb hurt after 30 minutes of scrolling? I love your dad.
We have a lot of cop listeners. There are a lot of fitness tests needed to be accepted into the force, and he wanted to get in better shape, so he joined our local taekwondo studio.
Why is that fun? There is something funny about no, I love the idea of an older person taking
100%.
like drive and initiative and like taking on a new thing. It isn't a lot because actually if you're starting taekwondo, the truth of it is that it'll be you and a couple teenagers.
Definitely.
Or younger kids.
It might be kind of dad vibed though. Like taekwondo.
It could be. But there's no middle ground. You're not going to get like 20-year-olds pulling up who like just started. You're going to get younger people and then older people who are starting.
Yeah.
And the studio's not adding extra times for their employees to teach them separately.
No, yeah. And also I would say the little kids are going to be running circles around you. And I'm sure that would hurt your confidence.
Nothing would hurt the most is you join the studio because you want to become a cop and the first thing that happens is you get in a fucking headlock.
A kid is absolutely spitting on you.
That kid just finds, the cop just finds the kid's parents and keeps ticketing them.
Hey, you can't park here. All of a sudden you can't park here.
We're in my driveway. Public property.
Anyway.
Your property's in public, so.
Anyway.
You can't park here.
It was a solid workout. It's good self-defense training, and my dad really loved the instructor, who, for the sake of the story, we can call Master Fox.
I'm out.
You can't. You can't be. Master Fox. Okay, fast forward a few months.
I'm into it. Yeah. I've come back around. It took 10 seconds.
Yeah, Master Fox is kind of cool.
Master Fox is actually
Fast
a cool
forward
name.
a few months, my dad was driving one night and noticed that there was a police car parked outside the studio. Turns out there was an attempted robbery.
No.
What is there to steal?
Belts.
I answered that. I don't know.
Also, dude, gis? If I could wear a gi on a daily basis.
That's the robe?
Yeah.
Got it?
But it's not a robe because it has legs. Tap in.
I have nothing to add on that.
If I could rock a gi on a daily basis and not be seen as like a loser.
Yeah.
Who's just like, yeah, I train. If I could wear them in a...
Sorry, I just woke up in my gi.
Sorry, I fell asleep last night fighting.
Sorry, I'm fighting my own demons all the time, so I thought I might wear this. I honestly don't know if the robber knew it was a taekwondo studio or why he would target a taekwondo studio of all places.
Pretty sure a taekwondo studio looks like a taekwondo studio, but
go
off, King.
But this is where it gets funny. Master Fox just happened to be doing a private lesson at the same time and heard someone rustling around in his office. He went to go and check it out and found a random guy looking through his closet. Something about imagining Master Fox, who's a seasoned martial artist and probably been doing this since he could walk, having a face-off with a random unsuspecting man on a Monday night is just comedy gold to me.
This is what movies are made out of.
The one person you don't want to run into in any scenario is Master Fox.
Because that man swipes. And hey, swiper, no swiping.
Yeah, we'll cut that. That's easy to cut. Don't worry.
Yeah, cut that. And actually, you're probably going to leave in the you saying cut that for a joke at my expense, and that's cool too.
No way. We wouldn't.
You're going to do it.
Yeah. The robber freaked out and tried to make a run for it, but Master Fox was able to catch him and put him in a headlock while simultaneously calling the police. Eventually, the police arrived and arrested the guy.
That's cool as shit.
It's
holding him with one arm while dialing.
Ding, 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 ding.
Dude, there's certain things where like getting your ass beat is one thing, but getting your ass beat while the guy can like play Candy Crush and fully text that's something else.
I took you down so fast. I am doing errands. I'm doing chores while
Yeah, I'm gonna get home for dinner just a little bit late. I'm fucking fully killing somebody if that's cool with you.
Master Fox getting his whole his errands done. Also, if it's a private lesson, I would assume that the other guy he was teaching is watching this. How cool would you think your instructor is?
I think the other guy was in on it.
Oh, he was like, let's set up a robbery. So
if it happened during a private lesson, it's because this guy, he wanted to ensure that Master Fox would be busy.
You know this guy in the lesson is doing taekwondo till the day he dies. He's like, there is a practical usage. There's a practical usage. I saw it.
Babe, if someone walks into our house and tries to steal our gis,
I'm there.
I could choke him out while also ordering a pizza.
My dad's side of the story is that Master Fox pulled out some crazy spinning kicks, and that if he were there, it would have been over.
Your dad said, this guy's dad said, if he were there, it wouldn't have gone down like that. If I was on those planes, it wouldn't have gone down like that.
Sorry, it didn't go down bad. He was...
Dad also went... Is he saying that his dad would have completely fucked it up?
My dad's side of the story is Master Fox pulled out some crazy spinning kicks, and that if he were there, it would have been over. It was over.
Hey, if I were there, the same thing would have happened.
But a little different.
But I would have seen it.
And I would have had a roll.
Dude, if I were there, I would have been in the room like, oh!
If I were
it wouldn't have gone down the way that it went.
It would have been over at the same time.
You know how calmly it was? I would have been in there like, oh, that would have rocked.
Oh my God, Master Fox, no! Master Fox, please be careful!
Dude, if I were there, that shit would have been different, bro. Shit would have gone down way crazier. I would have been up in that shit like, Fox!
He didn't end up joining the police force in the end, but it's...
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't end up joining. It's just so funny for a cop for any reason to be like, yeah, if I were there, it would have been different.
He has the mentality of a cop so far. I'm like, don't give up yet.
So far, it looks like a crime was happening and he watched, which
After
is
it was
full-on
already
cop
solved,
behavior.
which is
So
perfect. He didn't enjoy it, but it's become our funny Master Fox. But it's become our funny icebreaker story. Master Fox became a local legend for a bit, and I know this is the cool story his kids will tell their grandkids. If you happen to read this, thank you for listening.
This story does rock.
It's
and
really
I hope
cool.
you know me making fun of your dad at any point is out of love. I think he sounds awesome.
Honestly, I really do think later in life, choosing a hobby and going hard is one of the nicer.
Well, he could have just done what most other dudes do, which is like you join like not like a cool sexy gym like Equinox. You join like one of like the weightlifter gyms and like ultimately start
throw your back out.
Taking creatine every day and like shooting testosterone.
Totally.
Which is actually so much more common than I thought it was.
I bet.
You know, like when movies are about things and like, you know, they're in the like they're just like dramatic things that happen. And you're like, yeah, people write shows and movies about this. No, people, like a lot more people are shooting testosterone and like the hormones and like steroids. I mean,
my friend's brother, his doctor was like, you need to start shooting testosterone because you're actually low in it. And he was like,
oh, this is a medical thing.
That's different. Yes, that's a medical thing. But instead, he's been like, I didn't really want to shoot anything up, so I've been doing red light therapy on my balls. And I swear that's true. He's been doing red light therapy
what is that?
On his balls.
Why?
To increase testosterone, I guess.
Yo, his balls be chilling like Boynton Beach.
They're tan as a mother. They are
they got one ball at Banana Boat, one boat at Toe George's, having a spicy conch chowder.
And he's like, you got to look into this. And I was like, what would I look into?
Yeah.
What could I possibly look into?
What would happen if you
red lighted
your...
Go on. My two Georges?
Dude. Yes.
Exactly.
Dude.
I guess mine's the Banana Boat. The balls are the two Georges, no?
Yeah.
Great.
But I like two Georges.
Thanks.
There's still lips.
There's still lips.
Labia.
This guy knows.
Where's the clitoris?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. We don't have enough time.
Where is that?
We don't have enough time. We don't.
So this guy can learn Taekwondo. I can't learn what the fuck's going on down there.
That's going to be a later in life journey for you, just like Taekwondo was for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad wanted to be a cop, so we learned where the clitoris was. No, it's cool to take a class instead of just like beefing up, because I think a lot of guys, I know I've done this, you just start working out. You just start lifting heavy shit with no training.
Yeah.
You watch like 3 YouTube videos and you're like, okay, so the gym is just, I go and I lift heavy shit.
And I'll just pick the
heaviest. And you're like, why aren't I
heaviest...
building shit up? And you're like, oh, it's because I'm burning everything.
Totally. And I feel like there's like, I got a personal trainer for a bit in Connecticut to like learn what it was. But without that, I think before I was just kind of like lifted the heaviest I could possibly lift. And then I was like, done.
Yeah.
Just one time. And I was
you know, actually, it's better to do more reps and less weight.
100%. If you want to look like this,
sign up for the Patreon, where we ship you a bottle of GHB and a bottle of testosterone.
And red light, you stick it.
And one red light. It is simply an iPhone camera light that we put a red.
And we're streaming.
Chew on with red Sharpie.
We're streaming. I want to see where you're putting that.
Yeah.
Okay. Boynton Beach. I've learned so much. I really liked what I learned about Fox Point, Wisconsin too. We're kind of doing a world tour here. Love it.
Have I been a good guest so far?
You've been a good boy. You've been a really good...
I actually, at that point, you could have told me to do anything, and I would have done it.
I felt that.
If you were like, go clean my apartment and pick up my laundry, I would have been like, yes, mom.
Probably.
Yes, ma'am.
Probably should. To wrap up our Boynton Beach here, give me the Boynton Beach highs and the Boynton Beach lows. Your hometown highs, your hometown lows. If I'm going to Boynton Beach, I'm trying to move there. What do I need to hit first?
Yeah, hometown high of Boynton Beach, the spicy conch chowder at Two George's.
Like the
conch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's amazing because it's like the rest of it is like it's a red, but I think it's tomato based.
Sure.
I don't know what the broth is based off of, but it's a chowder.
Ooh.
It's red.
I fuck with a chowder.
It's nice.
Heavy.
You know, like clam chowder is very like creamy and stuff. I don't roll like that. I'm not like that. Mm-hmm. I do the conch chowder, which I like. It's also, it's chunky. It's full of goodness. Potatoes, when you bite into it, they're soft. When you bite into a tomato, soft. You bite into anything else that's been in there, soft. Then you get the conch, and it's chewy.
Yeah.
but it still has a crunch. That texture has not been recreated for anything else that I have eaten, and I've sought it out.
That's great.
I'm a big fan of the spicy conch chowder. I've made it a point to drive over there as much as I can and get it. Also, and this isn't a Boynton Beach thing, it just is that region of America, but the chicken tender pub sub, kind of all about it.
Oh, Publix.
Yeah.
Yeah, people go hard for Publix sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Boynton Beach High, my local Publix, even though I'm above the age of 5, still let me get the free cookie that they reserve for children shopping with their parents.
That's nice.
And usually, it is because they know me, but if I know that it's someone I don't know, I walk up and I'm just straight up like, hey, I grew up here. And I live in New York now and I'm home for 3 days. They go, what kind of cookie do you want? They already know where I'm going with it. Because I'm about to ask for something.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to sell you a story, for me to be like, all right, let me get 5 pastries that you have for sale.
You know what I'm here for.
I'm trying to justify the fact that I'm going to ask you for the free kids cookies.
You know what I'm here for.
They don't sell.
Put it in the bag.
Those cookies, they don't sell individually. They only sell in the packets of 24. Yeah. Which are $4 to $5, which I never finish because that's simply too much sugar.
I've had one of these cookies. I went to Florida and I had one of these cookies.
One is sugar. It's sprinkled.
I had the sugar with sprinkles.
You haven't had the chocolate chip? Yeah,
I didn't have the chicken chocolate chip.
You didn't have the chocolate chip one?
I didn't. I'm not a huge chocolate gal.
Book a flight. What?
It's a little,
the fuck up.
It's a little overrated.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Fuck
I probably
you.
should, huh? I probably should shut the fuck up, huh?
Ah, you're right.
Yeah.
On this podcast where we talk, I talk too much.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to shut up.
I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
Listening sucks. I don't like it.
I'm going to just leave.
I've been told I'm not a good active listener.
You're active?
Huh?
I'd say you're active.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. That's classic.
Kind of classic setup punchline vibe.
Hometown low.
Probably the 3 that are dead.
Thank you to Joey. We're going to end there.
No, actually, hometown low. I think the rate of divorce.
What are we looking at numbers-wise? I think maybe you're going on anecdotal evidence because 100% of your parents got divorced.
Fuck you.
Do you think it's a whole Boynton problem?
Let's just say there's a lot of children I know who kind of came up in a broken home.
Okay.
But also that's kind of just there's an epidemic of that. What's a hometown low?
Maybe
the fact that all these children are growing up without guidance.
It's chilly in here.
What's a hometown low? Maybe the fact that we search for answers from false prophets.
Could be.
But Boynton Beach, hometown low. The 2nd floor of my mom's house.
All right. Hey, if you're going to Boynton Beach, keep your wife close. Don't get divorced. You're going to have an amazing time. Get the cookies. And everything's going to be okay for our special little guy.
Ending on a low note.
No, there's so much good. I want to get that conch. I want to get...
You said it. I know you said the word correctly, conch. But do me a favor.
If you know me, you know
when you clip
conch.
That to put that out, I need you to blur your face and body.
I need conch bad. And that's why I'm going to Boynton Beach.
Are you comfortable with who and what you are?
One of the filthiest conchs you can get is in Boynton Beach. True? You said you love it.
No, I didn't say filthy.
Filthy little
You ever
conch.
try kava?
Missed that one.
That was big growing up for me.
Thank you so much, Joey. Joey, we have learned so much about you.
Dude, my laugh sucks on a podcast. It's so quiet.
We have learned so much about you. We've learned so much about Boynton Beach. We've learned so much about Master Fox. Thank you so much for being here. You can find Joey. He's so funny online. Where can we find him?
At Joey Dardano. JoeyDardano.com. You can catch my tour dates on there. Not hitting Boynton Beach anytime soon.
You've got to see him.
Did you guys like me? Was I fun? I feel like I wasn't a great guest.
The comments are going to let you know. I'm going to leave you a lot of comments.
Do you feel confident about how I did?
This will get released. I know that. Thank you so much. This has been Town Gossip. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of Town Gossip. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at Town Gossip Podcast and TikTok at Town Gossip. And if you have any town gossip from your hometown, email us at towngossippodcast@gmail.com for a chance to be featured.